projects. Anyone saw that video tutorial project I posted? Hmm? Have you seen the code? Anyone started designing? Huh? That video tutorial related. In that we used everything, Redux, all features we have used. No one started? No? So once check all the designs and all. Only the point is that's not completely UI perfect. Bootstrap and all styling you add. Functionality is fine. Everything is there. Check that. Huh? Now, another point I yesterday explained about. So, how we can, what is mobile framework I showed you? Let's see. So, we need a, as I explained, mobile framework, React Native app. We discussed about yesterday about server side rendering. We learned about server side rendering and static site generation that is file based routing. These are all the concepts of important features of Next.js. These concepts, few things I explained, but as I told you, they are already server side topics. One more is React Native, that is for building mobile applications. We have mobile apps, mobile applications. So next important, how to use this, I will show you. I already told you this is for mobile developers, how to use. There are so many other frameworks also. Let's see how this works. First, what you have to do is, first point, means yesterday given introduction. What is it? How to create a simple React Native application. Actually, it is having first use the following here, create a new React Native app. So create a new React Native application. You have to create a new React Native application using Expo library. Actually, React Native applications use a library called Expo. They use an Expo library. So that is Expo library. And how to create an application is, so we need to use, this is React Native. Yeah. We have a command create Expo app. We have to use this create Expo app latest. And the app name, you can give any app name. So npx create Expo app @ latest. So you have to define the app name. So create Expo app and the app name. Right. So you can see this is the application. I will open the terminal. here. So in class projects, okay, here I will run the command npx create expo app latest, and the app name, I'll give some expo mobile app. Okay, some expo mobile app I'm giving. So it is creating an application for you. And as I told you, to test it, best to have some mobile simulators. But we are not learning any mobile development. Just overview, I will show you how we can test that. Okay, it is ready. So after creating this, let's see the infrastructure. So you have, you can see there are three commands: Android separate run, iOS separate run, for web separate. Currently, you cannot try these two, Android and iOS, because you need to connect with their softwares, SDK. Android, iOS have their own SDK. You have to install them, then you can use them. Otherwise, we cannot. Temporarily, we can test on web. Right? Let's see. First, we will see how it looks like. What changes are present. Let's open the folder, and the folder is, so we are having yeah, not class documents, class projects. So in this we are having, yeah, this is Expo mobile app. When we open this, you will see separate components folder is separate, constants. Constants means majority. If it is using TypeScript as language, it is using TypeScript as language, then it uses enums. Constants means enums. Na? So you see hooks separate. If it is a mobile application, why it is having all this? Because the UI is designed in React. Okay, same as you learned React, in the same way we can use? No. We have to follow different strategy. You have to separately learn some new components, because here components are different. Means to display text, different components; to display image, different components; to create a form, different components available. But React logics are same. You will have same hooks for state. You will have same hooks for mounting, unmounting. Everything is same. Logically it is same, visually it is different. Different means environment, user interface different. Let's see. Actually, here, where is the startup? You can find it. Inside this, you will see there is an app. In the app, you will find tabs. In the tabs, you can see index. you can see there is index. So this index is a component and it is the main startup. That means here application starts with app. In the app, it starts with tabs. In the tabs, it is have index. What does underscore means for file names? What does underscore means for file names? In software programming, what does underscore means for file name? It is meant for internal use, not individual use. That means any name is given with underscore in any software programming, you should know that it is designed for internal use only, not individual use. Variable name, property name, method name. In software programming, we give underscore before them to tell that it is meant for internal access. That means layout will be used inside index. So these underscore means they will not be directly used. They will be used only inside another component. Then we have to use that option. Now you can see it is there already. It is defined. Okay, let's run this and see. I will show you how to run this. Now we have to run like this. How do we run the project? Everything looks same, but one new point I will give here. So here application starts with, so it is app. Inside app you have tabs. Inside tabs index dot tsx. It is going to start with index.tsx, and you can run app for various environments. So npm run web, npm run Android, like that. iOS, we can run this. Android, iOS, and this. Right. So here you can see this is, let's run this. We'll open npm run web. When we say npm run web, it starts and it will show on web browser. And better if you have, I hope when you learned HTML and all, you tested responsive design using mobile simulator. You can try mobile simulator extension. So then you will see that is an mobile app. And you can see it has some tabs, home. Now the point is you can design, you can customize, everything is different. Suppose actually explore, this explore tab is showing some option. This is home. Suppose you see now when I go home or explore, you can observe where is the components here. You can see this is having, this is the startup page. In the startup page, you can observe below they are having links. So they are having some actions. And you see the components. We are having components. So UI components, these are all built-in template components available. So you can see you have some hooks. We have some hooks for different purpose, and you have some constants. Constants usually they show some constant here. Actually, best one is to create constant using enums if you are using TypeScript. Now, how to customize? I will show that. So let's go into the tabs, and you can see there is an Explore tab, Index tab, and we have an Explore tab. I will go to Explore. In that Explore, it is having so much. I will clean up all this. I will delete all this it is having. Remember, this doesn't look like HTML. Why? I already told you it doesn't uses HTML. What it uses mobile components. Mobile components are separate. Means Android components, iOS components. Suppose you want to display a text. You cannot use a div here. You cannot use a div. It's not recommended to use div. They have their own components. That's what people have to learn. That means you can see here, I will show you. Let's go to their official website. So this is React Native. In this official website, you can go to the components. Yeah, you can see in the components, they will provide here basic components, view, text, image, input. And what is view? View is nothing but you can see that this view is same like a div. That means you are trying to use some div, then better you can go with this view. Oh, yeah, you can see you can use view text. Text is like span, image is for image. And remember, these are common components. You have Android specific. These will work only for Android. We have iOS specific. They will work only for iOS. So I'm not teaching you this because that is all mobile development. Just I'm using a small option. Suppose you want to display some text, then we have to use which one? Text, right? And we need to configure the text. So you can see the text cannot be used as JSX components. So why? Because you have to import relative na. We have to import, right? Suppose if I use a simple div and say welcome, something like this, and you see in the output here, I go to explore, that it is showing, but they are not recommended. We don't use because currently I am showing you in browser. I can use div, span, anything because currently our target is web. Web means it is on browser. If it is Android iOS, you have to use their components. For example, we have any component to use, we have a button. And you can see this is React Native button. Suppose I given like login is one button. And what button attributes it can have? Button have title. Button title is suppose login. So you see it is login button. This is not HTML button. You know that HTML button is a lowercase button. This is not React button. React don't have button. These are React native buttons, right? Entire UI and interactions are designed using this, right? So just we need to know some components. So what you have to do, you can customize index.tsx or explore .tsx with components. Like you have view is one component, text is a component, button is component. So image is component. These are all components. So what is the note is you can use common or platform specific components. Actually, for mobile people who already know mobile, there are special libraries. We can import the libraries, and what those libraries can do is they can synchronize with your device and they can invoke the device related features. For example, I can put a camera button, and on that button click, it should open camera on my mobile. It can. For that, we have separate camera invoking related library. We have to import and we have to use it. Such libraries are available. Actually, uh, I am not sure where it is exactly present. Uh, in this Ionic. Naresh IT. So long back, we have that Ionic workshop somewhere. We have generative AI. Okay, somewhere it may be there because it's a very old one. Some years back. Okay, if I will search it and I will post into your classroom group, that workshop related video is there. You check. It's a 2 hours workshop. In that, we showed how we can create a button like gallery. We can create a button like camera. When camera button clicked, camera library is imported. It will invoke camera of your device. That means it will prompt and ask allow camera. You access allow access, camera will open. You can take a snap picture. It stores in a local folder that photo. For that we need some file system libraries. That's all mobile design, mobile development, right? We so many years back we had that workshop, but why we are not conducting any workshop such for the people like React Native? Because we are not sure everyone want React or Native or not. Some people use Flutter, some people use React Native, some people use different frameworks. That's the reason if we train on some Flutter, their companies may be working on something else. That's the reason it's not great with those. That's the reason we don't conduct any workshop on that. So you can see them. So if possible, I will create one small video on this one. How to invoke cameras, how to invoke galleries, how to invoke mobile libraries, and I will show. But still, to practice them, you need little bit mobile development knowledge. Okay, fine. So this is just an introduction how a native application looks like, right? Our job is not this, but your React knowledge helps in building UI for mobile apps, right? That's important. Next, after understanding this, one more concept we will see. is about how testing React application, testing React app, testing React application. And again, testing is not our concept, but I am just giving introduction because for testing, you need to have the basics of testing. You should know all the testing basics. You should learn testing related so many basics. That means people are involved in special testing roles. They will be working on this kind of environment. But as a React developer, how your application is prepared for testing, those basic points is good, but it's not asked anywhere in interviews or anywhere. They can, if you show experience, they can ask, like, tell me which testing framework you have used. First point, actually, what is testing? You tell me what is testing? Testing is checking for errors, huh? No, that is not checking for errors. Checking for errors is debugging, fixing the errors, checking the errors. That is debugging. It's not testing. What is testing? Testing is verifying whether the application is as per the client requirements. Whether the application is as per the client requirements. That means I told you in the beginning, I told you in the introduction of React, I told you one point like how a company chooses a technology to build any app. How a company chooses technology to build any app. What they do. Remember, na? Anything I told you about it? That means suppose we have like some Wipro. Now they need to build one app for some supermarket. They need to build an app for them for their business. Which technology Wipro uses? Java, .NET, PHP, Python. Obviously, you will tell what you know. Right? My .NET will be used, my Java will be used. But companies will not do that. What they do, they have one important document to prepare as is and to be and gap. That's a document they prepare. As is means so what your technology capable of. That means what your technology capable of is as is. To be means what client wants. That is to be. What client wants and your technology don't have. That is called gap. That is gap. That means, for example, you are a Java .NET developer or Python, some developer. If I ask you how to write a code to generate a QR code, which Java library you will use, which .NET library will you use? Then obviously Java, .NET, Python, all these technologies say that we don't have anything like that. Then how you will build an app for supermarket? Everything works with QR codes, barcodes, and you are saying that your technology don't have any such library. Then how? Then how we depend on third party? So now, for example, Java is having 20% gap. .NET is having 10% gap. Python is having some 15% gap. PHP is having 5% gap. Then our company will decide that, okay, now we will use PHP for this. We will use PHP for this. Why? Because it satisfies 95%, only 5% problem. And how you will solve that 5% problem? By buying some third parties. If you choose a technology with lot of gaps, then you have to buy everything. So much cost, right? That's what I explained in the first of React. Now testing is this. Testing means verifying. Here as is means what you designed. To be means what client wants. What you designed and what client wants are matching or not. If they are matching, test pass. If not matching, test fail. Client wants a window in a color. You designed in another color. We can't accept. We can't take. You cannot say that just color problem na adjust. Then he will say that then adjust with some money also. We will cut your money and give you adjust. That's what company business software development is business, right? You cannot say that why can't you adjust with this? No, we can't adjust. I want that, right? That means what is testing? Verifying whether as is matching with to be, not checking for errors. Checking for errors, fixing errors. That is all what debugging, right? So we will call debugging. So here, what is the concept of testing? So simple point I will give is the process of verifying as is with to be. As is defines the client, it defines the client, the developer design. To be defines the client requirements. As is strictly equal to be, then test pass. So it is not equal to be, then test fail. Test fail. That is as is and to be. So to test React applications, to test React application with JavaScript or TypeScript, you need various frameworks. So like we have framework like Jasmine, Karma. So we have framework like VI test. So we have framework like Jest. These are all different frameworks. Earlier we used to use different, but now because actually I told you React development also changed a little bit. Earlier we used to build using a bundler called Webpack. So from past 1-2 years only, we changed it to Vite. Earlier we don't use Vite. We used to use Webpack. Webpack is a bundler. Now you people are using Vite. That means 3-4 years back, React learners approach is different from you. Their bundlers are different. So infrastructure has different. Their frameworks are different. But concept is same. Frameworks also different. We used to use Jasmine, Karma, Just. So, but now with the Vite bundler, which one is best? VI test. So VI test is recommended for React application designed React application designed using React application designed using Vite bundler. Using the Vite bundler. That's the option. Right. Yeah, we are not going to discuss anything about Android, iOS testing, anything else about this. This is just an add-on knowledge about them. Right? How to do Android, this, that. That's not our concept. That's not my job also actually. So testing also not my job. So that is just an idea about how they do. Because you need to learn separate testing frameworks to handle that. You need to learn separate mobile frameworks to handle them. So how to install setup and all mobile setups and all, that's not our job. Okay. Better we avoid them. Right. This is just an introduction to make you aware that React is used like this in different places. Right. In just an introduction, you cannot expect a mobile app to build. Okay. And it's time waste also discussing about that. You just have an overview idea about that. Now, how to enable testing? It's a complicated process. Earlier, it was very simple, but now because of these bundlers, lot of settings you have to change. Because you know that I told you in the beginning, we design application in development environment. So we we test it in quality environment, and we need to deploy in production environment, right? So currently all these days we are working in development environment. In quality environment, lot of settings you have to do. And remember, the settings will be changing according to project infrastructure. Based on that, the settings are not same because frameworks they use different. We don't know which framework they use. Then according to framework, settings will change. I will show you a simple process to try. You can try that. It will work. We will see that, right? But this is not a fixed one. We have to go to their website, check how to set the settings according to project, right? I will show a simple process how we can do. So what we will do, set up testing environment for project. We need to set up testing environment for project. So first step, what you have to do is, I already have the process. So I will copy this process because this process we need to get from their website. I already have step-by-step process. So we have to try this. So first one is, install the testing framework for project. You have to install the testing framework for project. First thing you have to do, and this is what you need to install. Right. This is the first step we have to do. You need to install the testing framework. I will just share this document with you. You try. Because see, these are not you remember and use. Because these are the settings you need to get from their official website. Search which one is suitable for your environment, grab it, copy and paste into your project. You have to follow that. So I have a ready-made document for this. I will just share the document. You just see and you follow that, right? See, I will show you here. First thing is how to install testing framework is you have to install these libraries. VI test, test library React, testing library just DOM, JS DOM. What is the purpose of these libraries is nothing but VI test is testing framework, and this is for supporting that framework for React, and this is for manipulating the virtual DOM, because actually this is virtual DOM. Actually your React is using virtual DOM. So to access virtual DOM you need just DOM, and to verify with actual DOM you need JS DOM. JS DOM is to verify with actual DOM. These are the libraries required to set up. So I will copy this. What is the meaning of this? I will show you. This is mobile project. We cannot try here. I will go to some React. Which one we designed? Our previous JavaScript project. Hmm? React fashion app. I think this is the project, right? Yeah. Okay. This is our project, and let's open the project, location, and setup. So what you need to do, you need to run the command. And what is save and dev? Dev is for installing development related library, means unminified files, uncompressed files. Otherwise it will install minified files. So this is for development. Okay. npm install. Wait. So install spelling wrong. Huh? So this npm install, why it is unknown command. It is there. Anything is missing. Hmm. Some spelling mistake is there. No? Fine. Okay. We are installing all the library. This is adding testing library. Okay. Once you added the testing library, next what you have to do is, let's go to settings here. After installing testing library, you have to create a new file called setuptest.js, where to create this in SRC. Remember, environment wise it changes. That means you need to check your project, which one you are using based on that. Majority are similar. Go to SRC and add a new file. What is it? Setuptest.js, and their locations are very important. In this, we need to copy some code which enables testing, that is given in their official website in their documents. you have to get it from there. So what we have to do is we have first import this one, import this library and put it. That is imported. That means now testing library works. We need to go to another file, wheatconfig.js. Wheatconfig.js is already present. Here already there are some settings. You need to add some more settings. Currently plugin is using only React. You need to add others. What we have to do, test global true and setup files from here. You need to add this one into that folder. That means along with that, we need to add this one also. This you will get from this official website. This is the website. From this website, you will get their settings. You need to get the settings and you need to link the file. You see what is the setup file? Setup file is nothing but setup test.js. That means it is used to invoke your testing framework. Okay. After you do this, now our testing concept will come. This is the basic settings you have to do. After doing the basic setting, so once you've done this, now you can design tests. How to create the tests? Remember, every test, every component hook we can test. But every component and hook testing contains three phases. Testing usually contains three phases: arrange, act, and assert. We have three phases: arrange, act, assert. Arrange means you have to bring the component that you need to test. Act means you have to tell what to test. Assert means verify whether it is matching the client requirement and show the result. Testing includes three phases: arrange, act, and assert. You have to arrange, you have to act, and you have to assert. Arrange is bringing the component for testing. Acting is telling what to test. And assert is verify what it is returning and what client wants and show the result. Test pass or fail. Right? For that, every testing framework have hundreds of functions. Hundreds of functions are present. Let's see how we can do. First point, I will temporarily create one test file. For example, there is a login screen. We have a login component. Actually, in the beginning, I told you every component comprises of three files. One component, another one is style, another one test. If you are using just or you are using Jasmine, then file name must be test.js. But if you are using vi test, then how to add a test file? See, how to add the test file? We have to add the test file like this. Select the login and add a new file. What is it? Login dot. You can temporarily give test or you can give spec. That is just a reference name. Spec means specifications. So you can use test dot JSX only. We have to give JSX. So it is not a JS file. It is JSX file. We have to give JSX file. This is test JSX file. So that means you can give test or you can give spec. You can just use that file name. Okay. Now, how to test? What you want to test, how to test? We need to configure. I told you for testing, so many methods are available. Every framework have different methods. For example, see, I will go to login. In the login screen, you see there is a title called user login. But according to client requirement, I want this as customer login. client is asking that his login screen should contain the word customer login, but my developer designed user login. That means now title is important. So how we can access this heading and test it? For this, you can give a data hyphen test ID, data hyphen test ID, and you can give a test ID. What is the test ID? I will give title. You can give any name. What is this test ID? It is used to access this element in testing. Just like you use get element by ID, right? You have get by test ID so that you can access based on the test IDs. So you can access element based on test ID. Okay. First, how to write the test? Simple. Here, first what you have to do is you need to import the component. Import which component? Login from that login. Because which one you have to test first, you have to import it, right? This login component function we have to test. Okay. How do we test? By using a test method. This test method uses a test name. Test name is title test and it uses a callback function. And in that, first thing is you have to render the component which contains the login screen by using a render method. We can render the component. Which component? Login. That means the login component will be rendered. After rendering, what you are testing here? We want to test the title. That means we will create a constant or we will create some title. How to access the title? We have to access the title. How we can access the title? Here we have a screen method. Screen dot get by screen dot. You have screen. This is screen is coming from where? Acha, we have to import from here. VI test. We have a screen. Yeah. I will use here screen dot. This is not here. It is not from VI test. It is from React screen. Yeah. We have to use screen. We have to import screen dot get by test ID. We have to get by test ID. They have hundreds of methods. That's what testing people will teach you. How do you use all these methods? Huh? Test by ID. Test ID. What is the test ID? We are expecting test ID as title. So that means what it will do from the login screen, it will check where is this ID and it will get by test ID. Okay, after getting that, what you are expecting in this title, we have to use expect. Expect title. What you are expecting title to have. You see, there are so many. To be equal, to be greater than, to be less than, to be equal to be greater than or equal to be valid, to be string, to be number, to be boolean, hundreds of methods. Even you can check whether the result returned is a string or a number. Right? That means even you can check the result type also. That means here what we are expecting, title to have text content. What is the text content we should have? We are expecting customer login. That is what we are expecting. That means you created a test for title. It is rendering login. And what you are expecting to have the text content as customer login. Okay, let's run this and see. So I will open the terminal and run. How do we run? So we have to just use npm run test. You use npm run test, or we can use actually vi test. Vi test. That means this vi test command, you see where the commands are present in package.json. In package.json, you can see test command. So testing related. So frameworks are there. Yeah. So here they are having command is not added. Okay, no problem. If command is not added, we will run npm run test. So this is let's change my terminal. Npm run test. It is not there. Let me check. So the command here is actually vi test. This is test. What is the command given for test? Let's check. Okay. So vi test. Yeah. What's the command given for this? Installation we have already done. Because in every environment it is different. vi test is there. I will check in this what is the command defined. Already we have arrange, act, and everything. The same login I will give here. So we have these all things we have done. Test help. Where is it? So vi test. Will add here. So test is vi test. Npm run test. Okay, that is fine. It is not automatically added. I manually added. Okay, I manually added that. What is the command name? Test. It should use which one? Vi test. And when I run that, you can see now it shows a problem. And what is the error? It is saying that so one test failed. What is it? Expected element to have the text content called customer login, but received user login. That means there is one test and that is failed. In our project, we have only one test. We written only one test. Like that, for every component, for every function, we write test. And why it is failed, reason also clear. Okay, let's do one thing. Let's go to that login and according to customer requirements, we will change from user login to customer login. Then automatically now you can see test is passed. That means now we don't have any problem. That means you are having one test and the test is passed. We can test anything. Is it returning the result same? Is it having the same color? Is it having that element? For example, in login page, I am expecting a link called forgot password. I need to check whether my developer designed it or not. Then how to write test? Let's go to login test. So what you are expecting, write the second case. What is it? Test. Second is, this is forgot password test. Forgot password test. So forgot password link test. Okay. Now where you are expecting. So render that component. Which one? Login. Okay. After that, how to get that element? That means I am expecting an element by name. I am expecting an element with a name called forgot password. I am expecting a link by name forgot password. But if there is no link, how you will verify? There is no ID. Then what we will do is we will create a link and we will use screen dot get by name. So we have get by name. So get by name, get by text. I will use get by display text. Get by display value. No. Get by text. I will use get by text. Get by text. What is the text I am expecting? Here you can write the text directly. What you are expecting? Forgot password. I am expecting forgot password. You can use a expression also, regular expression. That means I am expecting the text inside the login by name this. Now what is your expectations? First expectation is link, that link. So to be in the document. That means first requirement is it must be in the document. Okay, good. It will verify is it present or not. If it is in the document, next what you are expecting? I am expecting that link to have attribute. It should have attribute href. Your wish, you can put anything. It should have attribute href. Okay. With what value? Value is slash forgot. That is the path, some path. I am expecting that. So now what is your requirement? Your requirement is, you see here, now it is going to show me those options. What it failed, it is going to show that two tests are available, one test is failed. Title test is passed. Okay, you can see that title test is passed. Which test failed? Forgot password link test failed. What it is having? First point, unable to find the element. That means it is unable to find the element by that name. Okay, let's do one thing. Go to the login screen. In the, where is login screen? Yeah, in the login screen, somewhere I will add here, I will add somewhere a div and I will put an anchor. What is it? Forgot password. I will put forgot password. Now you will see that another again problem is there. What is the problem? Unable to find the element forgot password. That means this is actually spelling same. We are giving the same spelling. Get by text forgot password. This time it should, yeah, now it is okay. Now you see what is the second message. What is the second message? It is saying that forgot password have a problem. This time expected the element to have attribute. What is it? href. But it received null. That means we are expecting that forgot password. Let's go to the login design. And here forgot password, we will use href and empty. And see again error. What is the error? It needs slash forgot, but it received empty. Now I will use slash forgot and I will save. Now test pass. Every point developer need to write. That means hundreds of cases just for login. It's very difficult. That means it's not so easy. That means every point they have to write a case and you need to configure. That's what actually the concept of unit testing, right? So one more adding here, all the process I given, Already in the document it is there. One more you need to do is go to package.json and we need to add in what? Scripts. In scripts, we need to add one command called test, and it should use VI test. VI test is used for testing. And how do we run this? NPM run test. So then it is going to run the test and it is going to show the errors. So this is testing. These are all just introduction to give you an awareness on how the testing happens. And remember, you are just verifying, is there a button, is there a link? We have to verify a button click is firing the same function or not, and that function is returning same result or not. Everything we have to verify. Click working, if working, which function it is executing. And that is just only testing of functionality. Performance again. Performance means I click the button, how much time it is taking. It is taking more time, again problem. We need performance also test. So much is involved in the testing process. It's a very big framework to learn. And everything is provided by this VI test, VIT. You can try that. This is just an idea how the testing framework works and all, right? So once you're done with this, that means you are aware of how the basic testing is used. Now, one more point. If I want to make this application available on cloud, that means already we are pushing the project. No, I want this app to run on cloud. Then is it ready to run on cloud? No. Currently we are in which environment? Development. How to make it ready for production? Just one simple command. That means, so set up production environment. Now, is it ready to be deployed on cloud? No, it's not ready to be deployed on cloud. What we have to do? We need to set up production. It's nothing but so simple. What you have to do? First, go to terminal and run the command So npm run build. This is the command you have to do. What is this command? It generates production folder, and that production folder is ready for deployment. That is the folder you should use in deployment, right? So that means what you have to do is, usually production folder will be, I will stop this. So usually production folder will be what? Production folder will be dist, dist. So you see, this is your project. Now I want this project to go live. Let's see currently which one it is running in main.jsx. Oh, so it is running this. We have weather app, weather details. Weather, okay, directly weather. Weather index, weather index. Yeah, we have weather index. That means application starts with this weather index. Just roughly we have weather index. Okay. Now how to make it production ready? Just npm run. What is it? Build. Now automatically you will see that in your project environment, you will find now when I run npm build, it is going to generate a dist folder and ready. This is the folder you must use for cloud, not all other files. Not all other files. Now, which folder I have to use for production? Dist. Everything will be shrinked into that, optimized into one folder. That means all your resources, whatever images, JSON, whatever you are using for your project, it is finally in dist. You can see dist, all your images, everything will be in one file. And it will start with which one? Index. Where about components? All the logic is optimized. All the logic is optimized, including routing, functionality, everything. It is ready. Just you push this to cloud. Cloud means different clouds are there. That means so there were various cloud environments. For example, temporarily see what I am doing. I am using a cloud Firebase. I have Firebase. Firebase is a Google cloud. I will go to already Firebase. I logged in into my account. I will go to console, and you can see in the Firebase console, I am creating a project. Create a new Firebase project. I will create a Firebase project. Firebase is a Google cloud. Enter project name. So whether React app I am using, but there is no unique name for that. I will use so React JS app. No, that's also not name. So whether so I'm saying whether this is 9 p.m. Okay, that's what I'm using. Whether 9 p.m. React some name. I'm giving a unique reference name. So continue, and you have continue this. Select. You can have a free account. Create project. So we created a project. There is a project on cloud. Just what we have to do, push our project into this cloud, connect with this. So you can use Firebase. If you want to use Firebase production, npm run build, it generates production folder called what? Dist. So you can deploy on any cloud. So you can deploy on any cloud. Firebase process, I will separately give step by step how to do that. Steps I will give. You can see and try, right? I will show here. See, project is ready. Now what you do, go to your project, and here, first we have to log in into Firebase here. Firebase login. It is already logged in. If not logged in, it will open a window. It will ask you to log in into your Firebase Google account, logged in. After that, just you have to run the command Firebase init, Firebase initialization. Okay. And it is asking which Firebase feature you want to use. You want to create database, you want to do this, do that. I want to just host. So which feature you have to select? Hosting. You have to select hosting feature and enter. Okay, will you host existing project or will you create a new project? I will host an existing project. Okay, which existing project? Just now we created whether 9 p.m. React app. I will select that. So which folder you want to push into cloud? Distna, that is our production folder. Dist is the production folder. Okay. Do you want to redesign index? Never redesign index. That is the main file for us. Rewrite index means it will redesign index. Then our index logic will be gone. So no, don't rewrite. Don't build anything onto Git not required. And so I said no. I said yes. Huh? Oh, this is again a lengthy process. I will do one thing. Okay, select hosting, and we have dist. I said no. Okay, overwrite index, no, never overwrite index. That is done. That's it. Just you run the command Firebase deploy, and you can see that it will push your entire project into cloud. It is pushing your all files, every resource into the cloud, and it is ready. And it given you a URL. It says that your project is running on cloud. This is the URL. And run that URL, and you run the URL. Let's open in a separate browser. Open, and you can see the app is running. The app is on cloud, and I entered some city name, so Hyderabad and such, and it should get that and display. Everything works fine. Only the point here, you cannot deploy full stack application like this. Full stack application is a big scenario. You need to buy so many things to handle that. Everything is not free, it's little complicated. Right now your app is live, you can use. And suppose if it is a file with routing, all routing will work. Right? Because in the startup I given weather. So every day after making changes, what to do? Every day after making changes, what to do? So after making changes, you have to just run npm run build again and deploy again. After making changes, for example, I made some changes. What is it? In this, which file? Main.jsx, I'm changing. Instead of weather, I'm using to do. To do is there? Huh? Not there. Which one else is there? Shopping is there? Huh? Yeah, shopping is there. Shopping products, shopping login. Okay, yeah. So we will start with shopping index. Huh? Shopping index. I'm using shopping index. Okay. If you made any change, next time what to do? Every time after making changes, npm run build. That means the new production environment is built. Then simply Firebase deploy. Firebase deploy, because it is already connected, just Firebase deploy. That means it will deploy the new changes. Sometimes it will take little time. Immediately it will not reflect. You have to just refresh few times, then it will come. It is deploy complete. And you see now, I will refresh this app and see. And this time it's different. Right? So you entered some username, some password, and say login. So it says different. What is it? David11. Some password may be there. Right? So that means it is changing now. It is changing. Right? Admin password, admin login. It will get me the dashboard. And you can see it is going to get the data and display. But I think some API we use fake store. We used fake store. I think that's the problem. Otherwise, it will work same. Right? APIs work directly. You can use the APIs directly here. Weather Sona, weather is working already. Right? Your API works there. So every change, you just need to make the changes. So how to make it production ready? That means you can now put everything on live, and you can just share the link saying that I have designed this. You can check in React. That's what we can do. So this is a complete overview of testing deployment process. I will share a complete detailed notes about this. You check that, right? So with this, we complete all the concept of React, right? So now your job is to practice with some project like video library and to-do application, CRUD operations, interactions. And today, what I will do, by the night, I will upload FAQs document, a complete FAQs document with all interview question answers. So for React, if you can prepare with them perfectly, that's enough. You can crack any interviews. You can try them. Huh? If you have any issues, any doubts, I will share one WhatsApp community, mostly by today or tomorrow, in the Google Classroom. You join that community. Any doubts you can post there. I will respond there. If while practicing any issues, any are there, you can post there. I will share that community. Okay. So I hope you are all clear with the concepts, right? You practice, you try. If there are any doubts, you can get back to me. Okay. Right. With this, we complete the session. Then from tomorrow, no more sessions. Okay. So any doubts are there, let me know. Okay. Then uh, I will share one feedback form also. You just send your feedback, how you experienced this entire sessions and class, then it will be good. Okay. Then uh, I will post one more project, but first you do this. I will post one more project of a shopping app. You can try that project also. Okay. Right. Thank you. Yeah.